everywhere, GBS.
The following program has been rated GE by the Kenya Film Classification Board. It is therefore suitable for general family viewing.
Hello, viewer. Welcome to Chungu Cha Jamii. My name is Betty. I am your host today, and I am so glad that I have guests with me to discuss a very important topic. I would like them to introduce themselves, and then I will bring us the topic of the day. I will start with the lady.
Hi, I'm Susan Langat, a mother of one and also a wife to Mr. Langat. I'm a teacher by profession. I teach food and beverage.
Wow. Welcome, Susan. Gentlemen.
Yes, I'm Peter Wasike Chapesa. I'm married to one wife and I have 3 sons. I also work with ICF Welco as their country representative. Thank you.
My name is Francis Werimo. I am the director, Warren International. Warren International is a small media firm that deals with public relations, advertising, and communications. We also do digital content creation and management. Under Warren International, we have a baby. This baby is called Alpha Nuggets. Now, the Alpha Nuggets is a psychosocial support for young men and boys out there, where we come together to enlighten these young men and boys on how to handle themselves so that we are able to give you fine ladies, a refined gentleman, a man who is of character, and a man who will be a role model to every other man out there. We want to change the story.
Wow, wow. I like that place. I think that's the place all men should go, and I hope you had a conference yesterday. Okay, so gentlemen and lady, today we are discussing love. I know that the past weekend was called the Weekend of Love. I don't know what it was for you, but that is what the society called it, the Weekend of Love, because Valentine's fell on that weekend. So today our topic of discussion is, are men too busy to love or for love? Do you think that men are too busy? And as usual, I know you have said you guys are refining the boys to present a refined Jama to that girl who is waiting. So, Susan, what do you think? Do you think that men have changed, or are they too busy to give their time to love women nowadays?
Okay, according to me, they are too busy to show love. Okay, maybe depending on the responsibilities they have, but that doesn't prevent you from showing love to the love of your life. Yeah.
Wow. You heard it from the lady. Men are too busy. Chapesa, you are a married man.
Yes.
You said you have 3 sons.
Both, yes.
That means you have not been married 5 years. At least you have been married longer.
8 years.
Yes. So when you talk about love, I don't know what your interpretation of that is, but the ladies are saying nowadays you guys are too busy to love. Do you agree?
You cannot just generalize. I want to talk from my personal experience. I am married to a wife. When it comes to matters of love, I normally give myself time for her. I create time for her. For example, during this Valentine, we went out to dinner together. We created time for each other. She expressed her affection to me and also expressed my affection to her. Amid this dinner, we also went back in the house and celebrated this Valentine by dancing with my family. We put on music and we danced together. We ate chocolate together, and we became happy as a way of celebrating each other. Yeah, so that was my Valentine, and I take it as a time to express love, to express affection, to express kindness for the people who matter most to you.
Okay.
which is my family.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Mhm. Francis, what is your view of what they have already expressed?
The question is, are men too busy to love?
Yes.
Men are not busy to love because men have priorities. Okay, so men prioritize things. I will use the analogy of a cabinet. Men cannot open 10 drawers at a time. They open one drawer, they finish up with it, then they go to the next one. So right now, when you were getting into a relationship, then it meant love and all, affection and showing all that. But now with time, as the kids come in, now things, the baggage becomes bigger. Okay? So now I have to deal with other things, including your parents, my parents, you, the friends of the kids, your friends, and all that. So it gets lost in between. So now they coil themselves to a place where, now let me provide. Because the society has defined men is a provider. So how does this man know how to provide? By making sure that there is lack for nothing.
You
So
know,
in that process, they get lost in looking for the money that now the ladies, ladies are emotional beings. And men are more visual. Because apparently, you telling a man every day that you love them, it's not enough. You showing them you love them, that they will understand.
showing the lady showing the man.
Yes, by just being respectful. That means that you will hear a man out there saying, mi bibi yangu ananipenda sana. Just because akifika kwa nyumba, baba nani, siku yako imekuaje? Umefanyaje leo? Umeshindaje?
You know, I wonder what the society actually, what the society means by love. Because as she said that she feels you guys are too busy to love, your interpretation of love is like you have priorities have changed, and so now you think if you can only provide, then this is love.
Yes.
I don't know whether you will agree that that is all you need. Does a woman just need a stocked up fridge, a packed car, and money and everything else? Is that all that a woman needs, or she needs something different?
Okay, according to me is a no, because I also provide.
Thank you.
I also provide. You work, I work. Maybe it's only that we agree to share the responsibilities. So which means I have to be also your priority. You must show me that love, and I feel loved also. So don't go to the side of saying you provide. That shows that you love me. Yeah.
When she says that you guys are too busy to love, I want to get back to her and hear what is it that is lacking that was there before, because you guys, it's true, you're so lost into doing what you do, thinking that what she needs is that fridge filled up, is that car parked outside there and fueled. That's basically what you actually feel that she needs. But Valentine is just one day. It's just the day that people choose to show or manifest what has been there in the name of love. But every other day, for the women to actually say that men are too busy to love, it simply means they have a record. They can trace you back and say, you guys nowadays know. Yesterday was Valentine's Day, I didn't see people in red. I didn't see the couples in the malls. I didn't see the flowers. I mean, things have really changed. I don't see the people with flowers, no red, not like it used to be. And you people just feel like it's fine. In fact, there were lots of soccer leagues. Men were busy watching soccer last night. Some people traveled to go watch soccer, and you have forgotten you have women waiting to be loved, to be shown love. What do you think of that?
Yes, sir. First of all, how did Valentine begin? From the history, Valentine began as a day. Okay, Valentine is a name of one famous priest in Rome who existed in 3rd century AD. When Emperor Claudia imposed a rule that married men are not suitable for marriage, this saint, this priest called Valentine, felt it was unfair for the king to pass such a decree. So he started secretly arranging for marriage. When this emperor discovered that, he incarnated him. So when he was incarnated, he was in love with the jailer. Then he wrote a message of love, a letter of love to the daughter of the jailer. And he signed, "Your Valentine." You know, he never sent a flower. He never bought a car. He never took her for a dinner. It was just a letter expressing his love.
Is that what we're asking for, flowers? Is that what makes you say that they are too busy just for not bringing a flower and chocolate?
So, unfortunately, generations or modern people have materialized love. And that's why people are getting scared to love, because love has been materialized.
I like what you say. Love has been materialized by who? The men or the women?
By the ladies. By the ladies. And
True or
especially
false?
when
False. And you
the
know
reason-
why it's false? You guys are the ones who are going out of your way thinking that you must come home with a flower, that you must come home with chocolate.
men respond to, sorry to cut you short, men respond to what they are accustomed to. That's why even in Alpha Nuggets, we have to bring older men to come and speak to younger people. And these are people who they have lived with and they have downloaded mannerisms from. The reason we are doing that, it's because we have been made to understand. Well, the dad was busy working, the mom was busy. You see the way your father is going out of his way to provide this and this and this and this. That is how a man should be. A man shows love by making sure that the woman is catered for, the woman is provided for, and the woman is never lacking of anything. Okay, so when we are looking for this money and all that, again, as I said, we can't multitask. So the best we can do is give. And
So
guess
it's your
what? These ladies,
it's your priorities that are misplaced.
no, it's not
Not wrong,
misplaced.
misplaced.
The chicks have decided, you know what? Me, if you want to date me, you have to have money. So what do? You go and look for that money, and in the process, you get lost in looking for the money. That is the best way you know how to provide for.
So then it's true that you guys are too busy to love.
We do love. We are showing you
Then
love
it
by providing
means
you
you're
for.
too busy to love, because she will agree with me that the definition of the love women are looking for is not in the material. It is you guys who have materialized love, and you have changed the meaning of love. If that is how your fathers, the fathers of the boys, brought them up, I think times have changed. And that is no longer what women are looking for.
I feel like the ladies should now come up and show that, instead of showing us what they're showing us via social media. We are living in a generation of social media, and especially
and what do the
us.
ladies show?
And the ladies are showing us, if they are literally even having conversations with other ladies in public. So they are like, if that man cannot buy you a house, that man doesn't love you. What do we translate that to? Making sure that this chick has a house so that they can love me. And that's how, and to us, we define that as loving you.
They are providing
So
as well.
for her probably, she, I am not talking down in a sense, but I want to say that for her, she comes from somehow a generation or a clique of women that understand love is not all about material. But a very big number of ladies out there, they believe if you cannot give me money, then you don't love me.
Yes, sir. Okay.
If I may also add something, I also see it as, the media has also corrupted this thing. During Valentine's Day, you see a lot of media houses advertising Valentine's, advertising for dinner, flowers, so many things. You see? So they change people's perceptions, think that, oh, Valentine is all about taking people for dinner, buying them flowers, buying them dresses, buying them gifts like watches or expensive phones. You see? So they capture people's mindset based on material gifts. But, you know, if we can wait for a minute and contemplate what Valentine is, we cannot be worried of spending or doing whatever to our loved ones. Even spending just little time connecting hearts can be best of Valentine's. But people don't tend to think that way. They think that Valentine is all about buying expensive gifts based on what the media portrays Valentine.
You know, Valentine is just that one day.
Yes.
But there is a life. These ladies have done a research and gotten to this conclusion that men are too busy. We wonder who you are loving romantically. We're not talking about just Valentine's. Susan, what do you think should be done to a woman for them to say, this man is here and he loves me?
Okay, according to me, that I value quality time. Present doesn't affect me. I'm saying out of experience or what my man does for me. It is not a must. He comes each and every day with a gift or something. But that precious time that he gives me is what I really appreciate. So I have a lot of friends. Me, and I'm an extrovert. I like talking with people and all that. I have a lot of friends who sometimes they don't even talk with their spouse at all. They don't communicate. The last time they gift each other, they don't even remember. Remember, maybe they are married for 3 years. So tell me, huku mbele itakuwaje? Sio kuzuri. So according to me, I still say, we don't have to wait for Valentine's Day so that we gift our spouse. It should be something which is each and every day.
Lifestyle.
It should be a lifestyle that treat your spouse like you be close, you're a brother or a sister. Like even if you go outside there, people cannot tell the difference. They can say that are they brother or you are in love. That people should see love in you in public and both at home. Some men act when they are outside, but when they are in home, things are totally different. So I still say they are too busy for us.
I love the fact that she understands her love language. When you understand your love language, you will attract the right person for you. And this person, it's for you to teach them that this is what love is to me. And this person will always provide in that sense. You understand? Because if you come to me and you show me that love to you is quality time, on that 14th, even if I have men's conference, Stingy Men Association meeting, we have hizo vitu zote, I will still make sure that the 1 hour we spend together will be quality time. If
You know, it's not that you guys are never there. It's not that you are totally absent. But even when you are there, this is what she's putting across. What you show inside and outside are worlds apart, you know? And you will take her out just to show guys or to show her that, man, I love you, because you have paid for her 1,000 bob for dinner or for lunch. I mean, is that really what love is? When you're doing that, you know, you're doing it having calculated. Let's finish this. This is just all she wants. Let's finish this and I go do my gigs, you know. So you guys have gotten lost into, because you also have your own issues of competition. You don't want to drive a Mutumba Toyota anymore, you know. You want to get the real thing from wherever. And so that pressure is making you be so absent yet physically present. And this is what we are actually fighting today. We have no issues with yesterday, 14th of February. This is just once. I mean, we still have, today is 15th, we still have up to December. So if you were there to show love on that day, is that all?
I want to give a case example, a case story of my uncle. I have an uncle who used to be an Air Force officer. this uncle of mine provided everything for his wife. Unfortunately, what he didn't do was he didn't create time for his wife. He could only come with a chopper, drop the shoppings, and then leave. But this aunt of mine had a garden boy. So this garden boy ended up being there for her. Something very funny, this garden boy eloped with my uncle's wife. So they eloped and went and got entangled together in what's so-called marriage. But time came when whatever they had eloped with, money and other things, got finished. Real situation entered. They used to take expensive wine and spirit and beer, but money to buy such things ended. Expensive cologne, clothes, money to sustain that kind of lifestyle they were used to got depleted. So they started taking local brew, getting drunk, fighting each other, and love got lost. This aunt of mine got emaciated, developed skin disease, scabies, and decided to go back. When she went back, her parents said, do you know what? You embarrassed us, you ashamed us. Go and apologize to your husband. If he accepts you, shall also forgive you and accept you back. To cut the story short, when she went to her husband, to my uncle's place, my uncle by then was there. Stood at the balcony and saw her, said, when I close my eyes opening, I don't want to see you there, or I'll shoot you. She pleaded, cried, but my uncle was known for his word. So she decided to leave and went to the city and started living very prodigal life. She ended up getting a disease, an STI. My uncle, being a man, also hated women, but as a man, he decided wherever a need arises to be with a woman, he could get hit and run. Also got what? An STI. So what am I saying here? In that relationship, if my uncle could have forgiven my aunt when she came back and apologized,
none of them would have been deceased.
None of them could have been deceased. But there was no forgiveness. You see? If my uncle could have created time for my aunt, maybe she could have not been tempted to do what? To
get into another relationship.
To get into a relationship with what? So when you talk about love, it is a very dynamic thing that you cannot just associate with a particular thing, time or money or whatever. It's a dynamic thing. But it also depends with who is defining it. There are people who define love. Like yesterday when we were going back with my wife, we passed through one neighborhood. We had a lady shouting at her man, you are roaming around like a devil looking who would devour, while other men are bringing gifts, taking their women out for dinners, with you nothing, only mouth and, you see? It shocked us. And that's how some people take love to be. So it depends with an individual's way of looking at it.
It's true, I agree. And I guess you do too. But you see, when this accusation or this allegation is coming, that you guys are actually too busy, what's women mean out there, because I have listened to a lot of women, is that you guys are so absent, so unavailable, We are talking about the men who should stand out in the society. Men of value and purpose, men who are supposed to shape this generation, but they are so absent, they are so unavailable. We do not know what the definition of love is. And what we see is that they are struggling to add 1 + 1, which is not coming to the right answer. So you guys are just struggling to find something. You're not looking for what your wives or your women need exactly. And this is why they say you guys are too busy. It may not be that you're not bringing money. You could be bringing lots of money. It may not be that you have not fulfilled your responsibility. You could actually be doing that. But what they miss, I think there is a touch, there is the affection, there is the person that you are that these women are missing out on. And women are such soft people that just need that affection. That though you don't give that, but give all the money, you still don't love them.
I feel like first and foremost, people should sort out why they are getting into the relationship. That is the first stage. Why am I marrying her? Why do I want a partner in my life? Okay? When you define that, then you've started the right journey. The other thing is also when you're raising these young boys. Now you understand that the men available now, it's an emotional wreck to your definition right now. How about you start with that young boy in your house? Okay? Start allowing them to feel, to show emotions. And in the process, they will understand, oh, this, what I'm feeling now is love. What I'm feeling now is to communicate. Because we have men out here who they will love you, but even telling you they love you, it's a job in itself, which they are willing to relegate with gifts and expensive dinner and houses and posh estate and all that.
They will not just say.
Yes, they will show you via that, Nimi. So we need to fix the root, okay, of the son.
I want to get to Susan about, I have an issue with women, whether they should be that vulnerable and just wait to be loved and cry and kill themselves over somebody's son that they did not bear, you know, and kill themselves for that man because he's not doing ABC. But before you get back to me on that, Chapesa, when you listen to Francis, you know, he's talking about trying to bring up that boy, showing him the emotions and exposing him to that future and coming world of relations, you know. Don't you actually agree that you people, for sure, men are missing out on this game? Because love, you know, love cannot be there without presence.
Yes, to a big extent, I agree with Francis. You know, what is missing, the weak link in matters of love is lack of mentors. As I've said earlier, you know, I'm a father of boys. You know, boys make men, and men makes husbands. So if you don't train our young people from that young stage how to be responsible, how to love, then whom are we bring up? Terrible husbands, terrible men, right? Most of the time, the only lady in our house is my wife, their mother. So most of the time I go shopping with my boys. At times we buy gifts for their mothers. At times I give them a choice to make, which gift to buy for their mothers. But something very funny, they tell me, mother loves this, you see? And we buy and we take to her, you see? So they learn at the younger stage that women are meant to be loved, to be appreciated, to be shown kindness, you see? But what about single mothers who lack men to mentor their children, their sons, who lack mentors to mentor their young girls? That is where the weak link comes from, okay? We need to mentor our young men. Unfortunately, where I say love has been commercialized, you get older men who have made money roaming around with young girls, buying them expensive gifts, which young boys who have not made money cannot afford or don't have. You see? So when this young lady sees an older man, older, the age of her grandfather or even father, buying her expensive gifts like cars or even phones, tend to think that he's more loved by that older man than a young man who doesn't have anything to demonstrate in terms of materialism. So that's also where the problem is created, being created.
Who has distorted that definition of love to now mean material?
As he said, the older generation, where this man has spent most of his youth and teen life, all that, looking for this money. Now he's in an age where he has the money but does not have the love and affection in his life. Because now the woman he married, the woman has learned how to survive without that man. So the woman is not even present anymore. So what does this man mean? Go ahead and do. Look for a young chick somewhere who will give them the attention and the affection they deserve at that time. And it comes at a cost. What is this cost? Buying them expensive gifts. Now Mimi Francis, at right now, and I'm starting my company, I'm still struggling to make sure that it provides for itself and all that. I am competing with a man who his company is stable, profit margin are billions. This man spending 100 G's on a Valentine gift is nothing to them. Me spending 1,000 bob, I have to reconsider certain decisions during the week for me to get to that day. So you find that this chick has been distorted to an extent that me giving them that 1,000 bob is nothing for them. So
I wonder if that is what has led most of you to now decide to survive on your own.
Yes.
You're not marrying, as in you're buying a house and living in it by yourself.
Yes.
And surviving by yourself. You want no woman inside here.
Yes.
I don't know if that is what has led you there. We are yet to know. But Susan, when what I asked you about, what exactly do the women need that will make them so satisfied that they will say now they are loved? You know, like what I had asked you before. Yes, exactly.
That's why some ladies sometimes feel like they want to kill themselves because this man doesn't love me.
Yes.
What I can tell ladies is work hard. Work extra hard and play your part. Make sure you have your own money so that when you feel like you're not loved, when you feel like you need that gift, you can treat yourself. Because nowadays, if you kill yourself because of a man, that's not the solution. Number two, play your part. Show your guy the love, the way you know how love should be shown. Like for my case, I've studied my husband. I've stayed with him for 4 years, though we dated for 5 years. So it's like now 9 years now, knowing him.
Yes.
So I've really studied. He's a very cool guy. Doesn't have a lot of. So I've studied him and know how I should love him. His love action also I know. And if case there is something missing, we sit down and talk. Like yesterday, like we had plans to go for church. I was a service leader yesterday.
Yes.
Then after that, he told me, no, but let's go for lunch. After that, we came home, we popped champagne and relaxed in bedroom with him. The baby was there watching his own things. And I'm comfortable with that. It makes me happy. It makes him happy. So what is there is you talk with your spouse and learn more how he wants or what she needs, and everything will be well.
You know, there are women who were so stressed yesterday and they were yelling everywhere the way Chapesa had an encounter with one. And the issue was, it's Valentine. This man is not here, you know. I don't know where he is. You know, he's going to show up maybe on Monday and say he was caught up with curfew or something. So ladies were dying yesterday, crying in some corner, lamenting, you know, what kind of man is this? Then he will come with gifts and tell you, you know what, babe? I was hustling to bring you this. Would you receive that with love? No. You know, those are the kinds of things that you guys are actually doing. And this is why I bring out the cry of the women who are actually saying that you guys are so absent, you are not available, you are too busy. But now I need to know, too busy doing what? Because women have also become so independent. Women are also working and providing. The same way you guys have decided you're going to live alone and buy houses and cars, women have also been empowered to do likewise.
Saturday, I went to resolve a conflict between my brother, younger brother, and his wife. The wife was complaining that Valentine's is just tomorrow, but I'm not seeing any sign of a gift. You see? The wife was putting a lot of pressure on my brother. When they called me, I thought it was something big, but only to realize that it was an issue of upcoming Valentine. But then I posed this question. Yes, Valentine is just a single day. For this period of time you have spent with your husband, how many gifts has he bought for you? She started to enumerate. Regardless of Valentine, I've been receiving gifts, clothes. Most of these clothes, the one who has been buying. The rent, the one who is buying. Food, he's always buying.
Those sounds like his responsibilities.
So he's responsible.
Yes.
But then but what now? If he has been doing this all along, why do you put pressure on him for a single day, a celebration of a single day? Just a single day of Valentine has made you to forget all the good deeds has been doing for you. It's because media has stereotyped, has hyped Valentine.
But now you know, so at Chungu, we are not just into Valentines. That is not like our basis. Our basis is restoring this man into sanity, back to his home. You know, showing the love that this woman needs so that they can live together in harmony. You know?
Yes.
The accusation is just that simple. So we do not understand what is the pressure on you that you choose to let go of affection and decide to get physically busy, you know, trying to make some money or with friends. Imagine choosing to attend men's conference on Valentine's Day. There is no woman there. Choosing to just go watch soccer. You are there, just men. You know, you're running away from something. What is the hit back there with these ladies? Are you able to tell us?
I love the way you said, we are running away from something.
Exactly.
I'm
We
pretty
need to know.
sure, because not even pretty sure, it's a fact. When I'm out with my fellow
Jamas,
friends, boys, the married ones, you can tell who is going back to a happy home and who is going back to Canaan and the devil's house. Because the other one, you'll utaskia, let me go home. I need to tuck in my son or daughter and also be with my wife because we've been busy the whole week. Today's on a weekend and she gets to give me 2 hours to go out with the boys and I get to give her at least 2 hours prior to our bedtime and the usual nini. And then there's the other one who looks like they are not even married. We look single, all of us. They are drinking, you want to go home because you have a gig tomorrow in the morning. They are like, yapana, leave and buy another round. You're like, okay.
You're married.
You're married, why aren't you going home? And they're like, Francis, and all of them will tell you, Francis, a man will go home to a happy home any day, any time, every time they need to go. But the other man who does not find peace at their home, they dread going back home. And that's why utakuta au ndio wako kwa groups wakiplan road trips and you're not coming with your wives or probably you're coming with your babes. And then when you're expecting to see the wife, you see someone else and you're like, okay, so we are doing this, okay, sawa.
And you're doing a road trip 8-9 hours,
Yes,
3 days.
Yes, and you will not even hear a single call. Hi, munaendelea aje? But for the responsive, the ones that are going back to their happy wives and all that, the wife is literally staying home because maybe of the kids or maybe her work does not allow her to be in that particular road trip. So they end up telling you, let me call my first, we need to talk. So every time utasikia, saa ndio tumefika Nakuru, saa ndio tumefika Kisumu, saa ndio tuko pali
I like
fulani.
the way you're confirming, the way you guys are too busy.
No, we are
I
not
really
busy.
Like the way you're confirming.
We are not.
Chapesa, you've been there 8 years, you mentioned, right?
Yes.
I know it has not been bread and butter. Even if it has been just full of roses, they also have thorns.
Yes.
Have there been moments in your love life that you felt there was pressure pushing you out? I mean, I don't want to go back there. What he's talking about. What is it that is kicking men? It may not be your story, but what do you think these girls are doing that just keep you away, repelling from that home with all kinds of strong magnets?
Yes, there are moments that have been so low in my life, in my relationship. I remember there is a time my wife wanted a phone. But at that time I didn't afford, but I promised her that within this period of time I'll get you a phone. That time came when still I lacked that ability. It brought me a lot of trouble. My wife could not talk to me. My wife could not give me her attention because of my broken promise. You see? So we ended up having a conflict of unkept promises. Fortunately, I'm a member of the church. So when I went to the church and had fellowship, it was resolved. So such issues will always be there. Such issues will always be there.
I know that's a very small thing.
Another thing, I had not visited my wife's parents for some time. So it also affected her. I promised, but I kept on postponing. It also affected our communication, our relationship in the house. So some of the things that brings relationship to be sour is one, unkept promises. You give promises that you cannot keep within the timelines. Secondly, not giving your time and attention to the needs of the other person. Thirdly, lack of understanding. Like this, at times when I go out to work, I get so many things that stress me. I can come back so quiet, not wanting any discussion with anyone. I just want my quiet time. If my wife fails to understand me, she will take it differently, that maybe I've been pampered by another woman outside there. You see? Also, that creates a problem.
And I wonder how you were saying she does not understand you. How do you expect her to know? You should also understand her that she wants to talk to you. You should also understand her, because that is not your normal style of arrival at home. You don't always show up like that. It's good.
It's a two-way situation.
Exactly. It's a two-way. So, you guys are absent. I am glad you have admitted it is true.
We are not
you
absent.
Guys are too busy.
You are part of the situation that is happening. Why should I go back home to a nagging woman when,
What
again,
is this nagging? What is this nagging?
The
because
beauty.
Imagine you get home and then she's not talking to you. Do you also want to come back?
Well, for me.
And you come home and she's so concerned. Do women usually just want a fight, or they're always concerned about your well-being?
It depends with
I mean,
how they
where
approach
have you
us.
been?
Look here.
It depends with how they approach us.
You cannot be absent
There is a
and
mistake.
expect no questions.
There is a mistake I made 5 years ago. There is a time we enjoyed breakfast, became so happy. When I went out to run my errands, coming back, my wife had changed. He was so fumed. So I could not understand. We just had breakfast together. We were very happy together. Even we hugged. But when coming back, she had changed like weather. You see? She had changed like weather. On asking her, has somebody come and interfered with you? Or have you met somebody who told you very powerful words more than what I've been telling you that has changed your attitude towards me? But you know what? With utter shock, she reminded me of a mistake I made 5 years ago. So I didn't understand how it was related to this.
You know, that is your problem. That is the biggest problem you guys have. Whenever there's a conflict, one of the weakest points that women have told me about you guys is that you never get to resolve. You never get to resolve. All you say, you want to skip that. You want to bring a chocolate and think it is done. It is never done inside her heart. You need to find out. You need to check, was this resolved? Because why don't you guys always come out clean and say, by the way, can we now talk about that? I came late. This is what happened. I was not there. I never showed up. I didn't do this. Let's talk about it and finish it. Do you think you would not accept to have such a conversation and just say, okay, you're forgiven. Let's move on. You guys don't show up. You don't take responsibility of bringing conflicts to the table and resolving them amicably. This is what you don't do. And that is why you accuse women of piling up things of 1980. Yeah, you never resolve them. Things that have been resolved are resolved. And women are so quick to say, I understand.
The lovely thing about things, Betty, is that, like for me, I have been raised by a single mother. So I understand to an extent how you operate. I've also been brought to touch with using my gut and understanding when to talk and when not to a woman. So I understand the dilemma out there for men, also in my part, because there are days where you'll just sit and you will, umekaa tu kwa nyumba. Now let's go to the mother. Umekaa kwa nyumba, umetulia, then something happens and now it's time for discipline. Unasikia baka umeanza kupigiwa kesi ya 2 months ago na hata ile siku nikakuambia huku. So that's when you understand, by the way, women, this is how they operate. But now there's also another problem. The man comes forward and is like, anakuangalia naona sahi hatuwezi ongea because you're very mad. They relax, they wait for that opportune moment. So you go ahead and now ask the question, what was wrong? What was happening? And the mama will tell you, hiyo maneno tushamaliza. So how does it now become our problem when now what happened to him? Probably he tried to save the situation, but he was like, let me relax and wait for the opportune time. But now imekuja kureiziwa afterwards and you wonder what happens.
I am so sorry that we are out of time and we have to finish here. But I like the way you guys have admitted. And so I would like Susan to tell us her parting shot, her last words, before I give 0 minutes to the men.
Okay, to me, communication is the key in marriage. Always ensure that you communicate to cut all these issues. If you are tired and you don't have that time, ama utachelewa job, just communicate so that we stop misunderstanding each other.
Good. Chapesa.
Yes, things concerning relationship or love of a woman and a man, it's not so complicated as people think. On the side of men is a matter of being responsible and creating space for your wife, at least to enjoy dominion in the love affair, so that she may feel safe and confident. Contrary to that, it will create lack of confidence and fear and uncertainty. So men outside there, try to be responsible, try to give your wives space in your life so that they may exercise. And lastly, also commit all your relationship to God. When you commit your relationship to God, it will be easy to solve little conflict that arises. Thank you.
Francis.
My parting shots to the men out there will be, first and foremost, seek God. And in you seeking Him, you will find yourself. And when you find yourself, you'll understand the other person, because now you are able to tend to the other person because you've sorted yourself out as a man. So when you get there, you're able to understand, what does your partner need? What does your partner want to achieve? And now you are able to work towards making a very beautiful love story together. And remember, love is not only on Valentine. Every day is a day to show love. God loved us to give us this day. How about you make sure that it counts by loving someone else and showing them that you love them?
Wow. Thank you, lady and gentlemen. That has been awesome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, viewer, for watching this episode. It has been awesome. I hope you enjoyed it and you had it. Don't just wait for Valentine to show love, and be there to love and to be loved all the time. Men, don't be too busy. Love is an easy, easy story. See you next time. My name is Betty. I have been your host.